Hi, Stuart from Accountancy Extra here. One of the big errors that I see agency owners making time and time again is chasing revenue rather than concentrating on the profit of a client or a profit of a project. So a lot of the time a sexy new project comes along for 20 grand, 30 grand, or a new client that's going to spend £100,000 with the agency in the following 12 months. And everybody in the agency gets really excited about the prospect of working on this project or with this new client. They might even start staffing up to deal with the project and bringing in new talent and new people to work on the project. But they concentrate very much on the turnover and the revenue that that project's going to bring in, rather than the actual profitability of the client or the project itself. And what happens is, at some point later down the line, cash flow's struggling, profitability doesn't seem quite right, and nobody's quite sure why that's the case. Well, we went through exactly this same problem and scenario with a customer of ours a few weeks ago. And we sat down and we looked at client by client and project by project what was actually going on in the agency. And what we found was that only a small number of clients were actually profitable for the agency. And the remainder of the clients that were in there, whilst they were adding revenue, were actually losing us money because we were doing things in the agency that we shouldn't have been doing, that the client wasn't paying for. So, for example, we had clients where we got retainers in, and instead of doing 5 days a month on a retainer, we were actually delivering 10 or 15 days worth of work. There were projects where we budgeted to spend 2 or 3 days on a creative brief, and we'd actually spent 4, 5 or even 6 days. And that meant that that client wasn't paying anywhere near enough for the services that the agency was providing them. And what was happening is the agency was constantly busy and feeling like it needed to rush around and add more people in or work a little bit harder and pay overtime, when in reality they didn't. They just need to realign the project, realign that client's expectations, and just have an upfront and adult conversation about them. Now, if your agency isn't producing the profits that you want, have a look at the download in the link below and download our 7 ways of improving the profits of your creative agency, and hopefully we might speak soon.